Well,
Thanks,
Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 50, our 50th episode celebration with the man, the myth, and the legend, Lloyd Kaufman from Troma. How's it going, Lloyd?
Well, thank you, Joe and Lamar. This is not the second podcast I've done today, but the third podcast I've done today.
That's what we appreciate. Yes, exactly. We're special. Yeah.
Yep. You guys love cinema, which is more than most people do. They say they do, but they don't. You're the real item.
Well, man, like, so speaking of like the whole like cinema and everything, with the current climate of the world right now, like how is that affecting Troma and the whole?
Well, it's very tough. The bigger issue is the consolidation of the media and the fact that the rules against monopoly have all been done away with. And now the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, has decided to get rid of net neutrality on the internet. So unless hashtag settle for Biden has some guts and steps up, I would say we're going to be doomed. You and Troma and billions of independent thinkers and diverse players. So not much we can do about it. The nerds of the world have protested and kept net neutrality. You know, that's the free, open, and diverse internet, the last democratic medium, without which it's going to be very hard for independent artists, independent voices, independent anything to be heard. So, or be seen, or be smelled, or be whatever, touched.
Yeah.
So we should be vigilant. We should let our elected representatives know that if net neutrality goes away, we're not going to vote for them, and they won't be able to stuff their pockets with our money.
Very true.
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
We can tell.
The other thing, of course, COVID makes us all stay home. So we had one movie shooting, which we've put on hiatus, and two of them are being edited. And Troma Now, I guess, is our big thing, our streaming service, Troma Now.
Yep.
It's you go to watch.troma.com.
We're both members.
We're both
love
subscribed.
It. $4.99 a month. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's for value. It's better than anything, and the first month is free, so you can look at quite a number of movies in a month. And if you don't like it, you leave. No expense. But all our subscribers stay and they enjoy it, and many of them are discovering wonderful new stars of the future.
It's not just the movies too. It's like the behind the scenes documentaries. It's so much stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the idea. Troma Now is a community where you can meet people, and Joe, you're on Grindr, aren't you? This is better than Grindr.
Okay.
You'll meet other film lovers like yourself. And we have comic books there. We've got music videos, documentaries, beautiful Tromette, signed sets of super Tromette cosplay photographs. It's a diverse, lots of as they call it, art. We call it art. They call it content, but it's art.
Now, would you say, you're talking about like with Troma and everything like that, and then just watch Troma, like, do you think that's going to be the next big thing with, film everywhere? Because, HBO Max dropped a bomb where they're just basically releasing everything side by side. Do you think more and more filmmakers are just going to just stream their content and just be like, hey, I don't need like a big studio and everything?
Well, when net neutrality goes away, you're not going to be able to. You'll have to go on a slow dirt road unless you're rich, and you can go on the superhighway. That's what these Warner Brothers and Disney and the cartel, the oligopoly, they want to create a super highway where they can help each other and help their own content, as they call it, and then slow us. They'll throttle the rest of us, which Comcast already has been guilty of doing, even during net neutrality. Al Franken showed that the boss of Comcast was a liar, and that Comcast was indeed and got caught throttling opponents art or independence. They were throttling people like us and not and speeding up the mainstream movies. So we got to fight that. Hope that we can keep going and that they don't totally screw up the internet. Trump leaves in a few days, so hopefully Biden pays attention to this. A lot of this is because of Clinton. A lot of this net neutrality mess, and also the fact that television is so consolidated. Clinton got on his watch the financial syndication rule, which required that the networks exhibit that the networks show 1/3 of their programming to be independent programming, and that was done away with during Clinton's time. So we're going to be pretty fucked if they get rid of net neutrality. I don't know what we do. Troma's not. We've paid. We keep paying all our staff. It's not a big staff, but we're paying everybody. And really, Troma now is hope for the future that our fans can subscribe to Troma now, and that'll keep us going through the tough times. Disney and the big companies are firing thousands and thousands of people, and
yes,
even today, somebody, Coca-Cola, the wonderful leisure company that makes us obese, they're getting rid of something like 2,000 employees at the snap of a finger. Nothing regretting either. It's like they're proud of it. This is how good we make the business. We get rid of people.
Well, that's one great thing about all the Troma movies. They always have that underlying theme of, going against the corporatism.
Yes.
You always have that element in there. So recent film, Shakespeare Shitstorm.
It's hashtag Shakespeare. You have to say the hashtag.
Hashtag Shakespeare.
Very important part of the title.
We checked it out at the Fantasia Film Festival earlier this year.
Thank you.
But for everyone else that doesn't know about it yet, can you talk a little bit about hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm?
Yes, thank you. The movie is inspired by Shakespeare's The Tempest, which has always been my favorite Shakespearean play. I would have done it. I would have made it earlier, but I wanted to wait till I was old, because the protagonist in The Tempest is Prospero, who's old and losing his powers. He's been banished to an island. He lost his kingdom and banished to an island where he performs magic. And I am banished down deeper into the underreeds of the underground. I make magic, like movies are magic. And The Tempest has a monster in it and a beautiful love story. And it's kind of a druggy. It's the druggiest of Shakespeare's Shakespeare's shows, I think, and very dreamlike. And so I wanted to wait till I was the age of Prospero so I could really feel the play. And now it's completed, and I think it's certainly my best effort.
And Shakespeare Shitstorm is streaming on Troma now, because we saw it at the festival. It's not.
We're going through a lot of film festivals.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll go to the independent theaters.
Okay.
Assuming they're still open, and COVID hopefully ends in the not too distant future. So I really am not sure how we'll debut Shakespeare Shitstorm other than the movie theaters. I don't know really. And it won't be a lot of them. If I direct a movie, there may be 200 theaters we can get into. And very often it's just a weekend or even one night. And very often I go to the theaters. So if there's any theater in your neck of the Orlando who want to play independent movies, I'll come down there and hang out with you. We could do it during, we still go to Spooky World.
Empire.
Spooky Empire. Yeah, we still take a table there or two tables. Right. And our gang eats a lot more popcorn than people coming in to see Meryl Streep.
Yes.
Not that Meryl Streep isn't a delicious looking.
Well,
we know what you mean. We got you. Yeah.
Yeah, Macon Blair is in that. He's going to direct the big budget remake of the Toxic Avenger, the $200 million AAA with Peter Dinklage.
Yep.
Yeah, how's that? That's
awesome.
Cool. if they actually make the movie. Yeah, it'd be great.
I mean, we're hyped for it.
We're super hyped for it.
I mean, they've got to be paid us money. They paid the director money. They had to have paid Dinklage a big fee to tie him up or get a signature or something. So they seem like great people.
So are you going to have any say in the remake at all? Or are they going to consult with you?
I'm there if they want me. The director is excellent. He wrote a script, which Michael Hers and I have read. It's better than the original.
Oh, wow.
Macon Blair is in The Hunt, by the way. But he wrote Green Room and I think The Murder Party and another one. And he's written one movie called I Don't Feel Safe in This World Anymore. And it's very original. It's terrific. Macon Blair knows more about Troma than I do, and he loves every bit of it. So he'll do a great job. He's young and he's loves is not just an assignment, and he loves film. He genuinely loves film. He's not going to be doing this to get on a red carpet or to mop up at the box office with Toxic.
That sounds good. That's awesome.
The Dinklage, that's brilliant casting. Dinklage is going to be mopping up, wielding the mop. That's great. It's great. He's a terrific actor.
Well, Perfect you dropped a bomb on us with all this, definitely with Toxic Avenger. I mean, what are some tips you would give for the future of indie filmmakers, post-COVID, net neutrality, where we need to be? What do you tell indie filmmakers in this world now? What do you tell them?
That's a good question. That's a very good. I think the thing you need to do is decide the crossroads. Do you want an Oscar? Do you want to walk the red carpet? Do you want, limousines and coke and hookers and all the glory of the Hollywood echelons? Or do you want to be an artist? And I think you have to make that decision. And if you want to be an artist, I think it's much harder to do that out in LA, where at least you can make a living. But in New York, I think you have more freedom and now with digital technology, you really don't need money to make a movie anymore. Young people like you guys who are multitaskers, you write music, you do your own editing digitally, you do your own CGI. In the 70s when I started, or 60s, editing 35 millimeter was a big deal.
Cutting and everything like that.
We had to. It was the whole thing was so much more complicated. We didn't do everything. Although I did write some of the music for my early movies.
Nice.
But the point is, $10,000 now. If you've got some talent and something to say, you can make a really great movie. And we have some on Troma now. They're great examples of masterpieces. Mutant Blast, which we produced.
Yes.
We saw that. We love that.
Nothing. It was $25,000, maybe a little more.
We love that. The slashing too. We also
slashing costs
love
nothing.
That.
Yeah, slashing is definitely under $25,000, and it's brilliant. As long as you have a good script and a point of view. Unfortunately, my stuff is about $500,000 because there are too many people and too many costumes and special effects and too many. We use the Alexa cameras
okay.
And I don't know how to. I need everybody around me to help because I can't score the movie and I can't make CGI and I can't make opticals and I can't even edit digitally. I can barely write and direct. In fact, even writing, I'm too lazy. And now I write with young people like you guys, young, talented whippersnappers. And if anybody's out in your fan base who has a script that's one of a kind, Uncle Lloyd is looking for what to do next. And it can be a rom-com. It can be, a tragedy. It can be any genre as long as it's one of a kind, as long as it's entertaining and something that is definitely different. It's not, a formulaic kind of a thing.
Yeah, take a risk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm willing to take a risk, and my budgets are high enough so we can have pretty good equipment and I hope you thought that hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm looked okay.
Yeah.
It
I
looked great.
love that one. I love the slashing, Mutant Blast. This year's been a great year for Troma releases, for sure. It's some of the best stuff. I know we got to let you go, like running low of time. Where can people connect with you? Social media?
All the good stuff.
I know you're
Well, if anybody has any questions, also, I'm sorry about my schedule. It's just with since I'm at home, I'm getting a lot of what do you call it, journalists and TV shows.
Yep.
And yours is much more important, which I took yours first, but I had to do some stuff for one of the channels here in town after you. The best way to, if anybody wants to ask questions, is at Lloyd Kaufman on Twitter. And if I don't reply, do it again. Also, I'm on Facebook, but I don't go there very often. And Instagram, I do my own Instagram and my own Twitter. And of course, I have a fan site, lloydkaufman.com. And they'll send me questions. Maybe they will. They're all volunteers. So for the most part, they'll send me your questions. But the Twitter, I usually can get to all my Twitter questions or comments.
Cool. And everybody watch Troma now. $4.99 a month. It's awesome. Everyone needs to get that for sure.
Well, thank you, Lamar and Joe. All righty, I better go. Sorry.
Cool. Thanks, Lloyd.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
I appreciate it. Thank you for paying attention to much neglected, sad old drunk.
We love you, though.
Peace.
You're nice guys. All righty. Well, best wishes.
You too.
Merry Toxmas, as we say.
Merry Toxmas.